Hi, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, afternoon. Honestly, I'm here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I'm here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne and God, it will not stop me. So let's get into it. We're going to do this, start off with an affirmation. We're actually using Debbie Brown's book. Alright, God. Dear God, guardian angels, and ancestors, what information do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages to me and through me, allowing no room for doubt or confusion. Alright. 2 cards kind of slipped on out, and I'm just going to take them. The 2 cards that came out is I nurture my creative genius by balancing my mind and spirit. I nurture my creative genius by balancing my mind and spirit. And I just feel like this is just speaking to recognizing that in order to be a creative being, there is a masculine and feminine way about going to do things. That is the mind and the spirit. The mind is the masculine way and the spirit is the feminine way. The mind is going to tell you to go, and to do, where the spirit is going to give you that inspiration. It's going to be the one that tells you, oh, you should shade it like this, or you should use this color. And to be a creative being, we really have to learn how to merge both sides of that. That's actually the trifecta of when we merge our masculine, our feminine side, and we recognize that we're a divine being. We bring it all into balance, and then we're able to bring those creations to light. And so if you found yourself, angel number 150, if you have kind of been in a creative rut, or you haven't, you just feel like you're not seeing the growth or whatever, the transformation that you're looking for. I feel like God is asking you to take a step back and to look at things from a different perspective and see how you can balance yourself, how you can bring yourself more into balance with your mind and your spirit. The reason why I say take a step back and use a different approach is because I see, before I even read the mantra, I see this eagle coming out, and the eagle is all about symbolizing looking at things from a higher perspective, about having like more, it's like a higher perspective. And when I think of higher perspective, I think of having things from a God perspective. And so recognizing that though we are human beings, I speak about this a lot, about us moving away from like the divine masculine way and like us being in this divine feminine way. And like more and more, I feel like you are going to struggle if you feel like I just got to do. Like if you feel like you have to, the only way that you can manifest things, or you can bring your creations to light, is by you doing it by yourself, by you doing all these actions. You're going to struggle. And that's why God is saying right now is so key for you, angel number 315, to start balancing your mind and your body, to start learning how to work with the divine, learning how to work with spirit, learning how to honor your ebbs and flows. This card that came out is I utilize the energy and beauty of nature to recharge my mind and body. And so I feel like angel number 333, I feel like what God is saying is that in order for you to balance yourself is that you really need to get out in nature more. I know every night I literally walk my dog, so I like always out, and I just from walking my dog in like our neighborhood, there's like so many lessons and so many like spiritual insights that come to me just because I'm just aware. And like, I'm not just I do sometimes have my podcast on and sometimes I don't, but it's like, you can get so much from nature and just from being out, like getting out of your house. And so I feel like this message is coming out is that God is saying is that he wants you to maybe get out in nature more. Like maybe you need to get outside, maybe you need to do some grounding, and that will help you recharge. I feel like the real key is that you've been working a lot and like you've been really trying to wheel this creation into your existence. And God is saying like, all it's going to do is frustrate you more. So really just take a break, recharge, go out in nature, and you will find that you can approach your work differently. I also feel like it's like I feel like I've been getting this message a lot about us realizing like our we have to have joy and play. Like, we have to be able to turn our mind off. I was recently looking at the Queen Gambit, and she was just like, well, I need to study and I need to do this. And she was just like, her mom, you know, her adopted mom was just like, you know, I don't know nothing about chess, but I do know like you having fun will make you a better person and a more well-rounded person. And I've noticed that like when I really make an effort to just know, you know, I really, on my weekends, after Saturday, on my Sundays, I really try to like turn my brain off, not do anything, not, you know, don't write, don't do anything. And 9 times out of 10, by the end of the day, if I do it for a whole weekend, 9 times out of 10, by the end of the day, I'm like writing something on a Post-it, like, you know, like scribbling something on a Post-it or writing something down on a cue card or like sending myself a note. And it's because like when I realize like when I'm just in this relaxed state and I'm chilling, like information just flows to me quicker. Or when I'm not thinking about my book, 9 times out of 10, something from my book will come to me. So as a creative, what God is saying is that you really have to, you know, find a way, you can't be a workaholic. Last message that came out is I honor my relationships by behaving as my highest self in all moments. I feel like overall, I feel like, oh, this is very beautiful. I feel like what God is saying is like, sometimes I feel like artists struggle. Like they always say, don't be in a relationship with another artist, or like you can't be. I don't know. It's just I've always heard these things about artist struggle, or about like a sacrifice you have to make in order to have, you know, a divine partnership. But I feel like what God is saying, and maybe this may be a part of your problem. Maybe you may be so focused on your work that all your other areas of your life has fallen apart. And what God is saying is that by you need to find that balance. Everything can't be about work. And then everything can't be about love. We have to find that balance, and we have to know that by us becoming a well-rounded person where we have our own life, we have our own thing that we look for, it makes for a better partnership. And I feel like for some of you guys, maybe it may be, you know, for some reason with this card coming out, I feel like you're putting your relationship on the back burner because you're trying to bring this creative endeavor about. And God is saying like your love life can actually help enhance your work. You having a equal give and take, you having a relationship where you see a true reflection of yourself can't do anything but make you more greater. But I think so often, like, we live in this culture, in this society where it's like, well, I got to get the money and I got to do that. And yes, there is a part of that where you do have to become a whole being on your own. But I feel like for some of us, where our struggle is that we are too much on that side. Like, it's all about work. It's all about the money, instead of recognizing that we have to have that balance with our spirit. We have to have that balance in our life, and it's going to make our, you know, it just recharge us as a person. Yeah, I just feel like this is just talking about the balance of life. And for some reason, while I'm thinking about this, is really reminding me of that movie on Netflix, Really Love. And how it was just like he struggled with balancing this act, and he felt like, well, I gotta let her go in order for me to, you know, soar and become that person that I'm meant to be. But honestly, he was his best self, and she recognized the highest version of him if he would have just honored their relationship. You know, I don't know. Let me just stop talking. Let's go to the tarot cards. Because I feel like I'm like, what, girl? All right. I honor God. Clarify these relationships. Look, and I embrace the entirety of who I am, so that I evolve into my highest self. Yeah, I just feel like it's some of you guys, it's like a two-parter. Like, I feel like some of y'all are like throwing your relationships away because you're so into your work. And then there's another part of you guys that are so into love that you're not really trying to work you're not really like nurturing your creative genius. And then the one of you guys are just, and no matter what, all of y'all need to take a break and look at things from a higher perspective. Anyways, All right, God, clarify this message of I nurture my creative genius by balancing my mind and spirit. I honor my relationships by behaving as my highest self in all moments. And I utilize the energy and beauty of nature to recharge. Also, for this card of I honor my relationships by behaving as my highest self in all moments. Women, I think we also have to realize that a part of being your highest self is that you are, doing things that are in alignment with your life purpose and where you see your life going. And so you shouldn't be in a partnership that does not honor the person that you're trying to become. You shouldn't be in a partnership with somebody who doesn't understand your creative genius. And so, again, you have to change how you go about your relationships. All right. So, these are some heavy cards. So for I nurture my creative genius by balancing my mind, body, and spirit, the Tower came out. And for some reason, I don't get scared, don't get nervous, but I do feel like what God is saying is like something needs to shift in the way that you have been going about love, in the way that you've been going about your creative endeavors. Like, I just feel like what God is saying, like, you have to, it's like, it's time for the tower to fall down. Like, I feel like maybe, and then it, like, just the way of like it's like you have to find this balance. And I feel like God is saying, once you find your balance, the tower is going to fall down. But remember, the tower is falling down so that we can break ground for something new, so that we can have the sun and so that we can see all the success. And so what God is saying is now is the time to, if you really want to be a creative genius, if you really want to not only be a creative genius, but also be in partnerships. Let's be honest. Like, nobody wants to be great and alone. Like, we want to be great and we want to be in partnerships. And God is saying that in order for you to be great in a divine partnership like J and B, you have to break your mentality of how you thought this process was going to go. You probably have been taught like, oh, well, if you want to be great or if you want to make a lot of money, you ain't got time for love. You ain't got time to be entertaining somebody. Like, you have to get out of that mindset. And you also, it reminds me of this interview that I saw on Apple TV with Oprah and Mariah Carey. And Mariah was talking about how she didn't believe that she could have love and she could have success and happiness. She did not believe that those two could correlate together. And so when she found herself being, this super mega star, but then she was in this relationship that made her feel like shit, she felt in her mind like, okay, well, I guess I deserve this because I have the success. And what God is saying is like, we have to, if you want to really be the creative genius and also have a full, fulfilling life, life outside of your creativity, then you have to change your mindset on what you even believe is possible for your life. You have to recognize that you have to nurture it. You have to balance your mind, body, and spirit, that you have to honor the masculine and feminine way of beings, that you have to honor the ebbs and flows. You have to know that there is going to be time where there is going to be a time where you have to focus and, hone in and get your work done. But then there's also going to have to be time where you have to relax and chill and have fun. But you have to know that. And in order to know that, you have to completely die to your old mentality. Angel number 1340. With this card, the next card that came out is I utilize the energy and beauty of nature to recharge my mind and body. The Queen of Pentacles came out. And this is what God is trying to get you to understand. Some of you guys are so focused on this money, on this endeavor, on bringing this creative venture about, that you're not living your life. And yes, in the end, you are going to find yourself with success. You are going to find yourself abundant, but at what cost? Do you want to be alone in that process? Do you want to not have somebody else? Do you not want to have somebody to share it with? And so that's why God is saying you really have to just like get out of your routine. I feel like for some of you guys, you have this routine where you just, it's work. Like, there's no fun time. You don't really like get out like that. And God is saying like, well, how can you eat? And I feel like it's not even about like getting out like that. I feel like it's like the intention. Going back to the tower, it's like you don't even have. Yeah, it's like you don't even have the intention that love is for you. You like, I just got to focus on getting this money. I just got to focus on building this business. I just got to focus on this. And God is like, okay, yeah, you're going to get that, but you're not going to, you're going to get that. And deep down inside, you know that you want a relationship, but because your belief is that I got to focus on the money, I got to put love on the back burner, you're going to get the money, and then love is really going to be on the back burner. You're not going to have both, and you're going to find yourself in this place where you feel lonely, you feel isolated, where you feel like I work so hard to have everything that I want, and it's not truly fulfilling. And that's why God is saying you have to start working on having a full life now. I think a lot of stars and a lot of people, to me, I feel like get in trouble is because, again, they spend their whole life working to get to this one moment, and then they get it, and it's just like, well, what do I do now? They don't have any hobbies. They don't have, like, it's just like, it's only about that. It's only about that their passion or what they were going after. And then they get it and they realize, well, this doesn't fulfill me. And the reason why it doesn't fulfill you, because that's only one part of your life. And that's why God is saying, work on balancing your life now. Like, you're going to be the creative genius, and you're going to be a better artist if you work on having a full life now. Toni Morrison, Angel number 1620, talked about how, she was happy that she didn't get famous until later, or, get well known until later in life, because she was able to know who she was. And so the fame or all, her not getting recognition or people not accepting her, or, mainstream not accepting her, none of that bothered her, because she knew who she was deep down inside. But if you don't know who you are deep down inside, you get into these situations, and then you get people telling you, and then, like the tower came down the facade. So that's why God is saying, take the time now to change your mindset, to change what you believe is possible for your life. I feel like this has been a theme this year about really thinking about your beliefs, really thinking, and not even just thinking about your beliefs, thinking about the end goal, thinking about the 10 of cups, thinking about what you really genuinely want. I think so often when we get caught up in, manifesting these things, we're so focused on, we just want these things. Like, I want to be on E. I want to have a TV show. I want to have a movie. I want to be, the number one artist. I want to have all these number ones. But we never think about, like, the lifestyle that it would take in order to sustain that and to have that. And so lately, what I've been realizing is that, yes, I want all of these great amazing things. I want to be the greatest writer there ever lived. I want to come for Shakespeare head. Like, I want to leave my mark on this motherfucker. But I also know I want to have a family. I want to have love. I want to travel with my mate. I want to be able to have kids. I want to be able to build businesses. I want to be able to build communities. I want, there's still so many other things I want to do. And so, yes, I have this big, amazing goal that I have, but then I also know, like, I want to be a well-rounded person. And because I have that in mind, as I'm working and as I'm going, I can get both. I don't have to get either or. I don't have to get there and then hope it comes as well. You see what I'm saying? So God is saying, take the time now to work on your beliefs. And I feel like all this stuff is coming about beliefs is because we're in this 222 portal. Hold on, let me see. Agent number 1827. I'm going to see if I can find something real quick on this 222 portal. Because it just keep coming up. Let's see if she talks about it. Okay. I thought I wrote this down, but maybe not. Okay, let me check one more place, and then I'll give up. Check out Zodiac Am. She's normally really, really good at this. All right, y'all. So I don't think I can find it. Oh well. 2022 is a rare repeating number year in today's date that activates 222, the powerful code of abundance. It carries the energy of luck, love, expansion, joy, peace and abundance, peace and balance. And above all else, the energy of receiving. The potent new moon. So okay. So yeah. Sorry, y'all. But no, so look, this is important. Okay, last thing. So the astrology of this year is 6. The number 6 is regarded by as many as lucky. Don't we feel okay? The number 6 is regarded by many as lucky. Don't we all feel special when our roll of the dice result is 6? In astrology, the planet Venus, goddess of beauty and love, vibrates the frequency of 6. In tarot card, the number 6 is the lovers. So it's the year of the lovers, and it's the year of expansion. And so that's why I feel like what God is saying is that this year, what the 222 portal, where it was saying it was like bringing in a bunch of abundance, energy, angel number 122, abundance, energy, balance. And I feel like from 222 to 22222, like from February 2nd, 2022 to February 22nd, 2022, we are in this energy. We're in this portal of where we can manifest our reality. And so it's not just manifest our reality, where we could really have some giant leaps and changes, like where our thoughts and our beliefs are like manifesting at a rapid pace. So you may even find yourself like you thought about somebody, or you thought about, oh, I want some pizza, or I want some, I want pizza, or I want to go to this restaurant, and your friend call you like, oh, you want to go to this restaurant, or oh, you want to go get some pizza, and you be like, oh. That's because all of these manifestations are happening much more quicker. And so that's why God is saying right now is the time for you to really think about what is your ultimate end goal. What is the who is your angel number 222. Who is your J, or who is your B? Who is that counterpart that you want at the end? What does that person possess? What does that person do? What type of lifestyle do they live? What type of lifestyle do y'all live together? And then if you want that, then it's time for you to die to comparing yourselves to others, to looking at other people's timeline and being like, oh, I don't have that, or I did it. Don't even look at nobody's timeline, because if true crime ain't taught me anything, it's taught me all these niggas is liars. And then they be posting stuff on their relationship about, oh, the love of my life, and then be dead 2 years later. Like, sorry, but I've seen too many of them to know that it's not true. Like, it's true. Like, don't believe this social media hype. And so what God is saying is like, get off the internet. Stop focusing on what everybody else have, how everybody else is moving, and focus on dying to these limit beliefs. Focus on dying to being so caught up in other people's world, and really focus on being your highest self. Because once you do that, then God can bring that other person that is genuinely meant for you. But again, it first have to start with you changing your mentality, changing your beliefs on what it is possible. And you may even find yourself having to release some things. This other card that came out is, I embrace the entirety of who I am so that I may evolve into my highest self. And so it's like there may be things that you need to let go. And a lot of time we talk about people, places, and things, but sometimes there are behaviors, there are beliefs, there are stories that we told ourselves that we need to let go so that we can truly become who we were meant to be. All right, y'all. That is all the message I have for you. I'm actually going to end this message with going to Sacred Rebel. No, let's not do Sacred Rebel. Where we at? Okay, let's end this. I'm going to end this message with Jesus calling, enjoying peace in his presence. My little daily devotional book that I actually have not even looked at all year, so God forgive me. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. All right, stick with my first line. You need me in every moment. Your awareness of your constant need for me is your greatest strength. Your neediness, properly handled, is a link to my presence. However, there are pitfalls that you must be on guard against. Self-pity, self-preoccupation, giving up. Your inadequacy presents you with a continual choice, deep dependence on me, or despair. The emptiness you feel within will be filled either with your problems or my presence. Make me central in your heart consciousness by praying continually. Simple, short prayers flowing out of the present moment. Use my name liberally to remind you of my presence. Keep on asking and you will receive, so that keep on asking and you will receive, so that your gladness may be full and complete. Okay? So that is your message. God is saying, like, I think we feel like, what God wants us to understand is that we need him. We need the spirit world. I think the world has, the reason why we are in this space, this era and this space of toxicity and chaos, is because we forgot God. We forgot that we're spiritual beings. We forgot that we are connected to a source that's greater than us. And by us depending on that, by us trusting, by us surrendering and saying, you know what, God, I can't do it all on my own. I can't work myself into the ground. I can't, put myself in every room, but I know you know things that I don't know. So I'm going to release the burden. I'm going to allow this tower to come down, and I'm just going to focus on balancing myself in my mind, and my body, and my spirit. I'm going to focus on just crafting my creative genius. I'm going to focus on every day, not only working towards my dreams, but also revitalizing myself, also doing things that make my energy feel better and freer. I'm going to focus on looking at things from a higher perspective and not being so narrow-minded. I'm going to focus on, releasing these limiting beliefs and not comparing myself to others, and just focusing on being my best self. If you do that, there is going to be moments of where you're going to have sadness. There are going to be moments of where you're going to be like, God, feel the heaviness. But all of it is happening so that you can ultimately grow into who you were meant to be. All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message, you are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let them rush you. And never, ever, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. See you soon. Bye.